if you're going to go to Costco, not all their hearing aids are created the same. So, which one should you buy? Let's find out.
Hearing aids for life, here's the answer.
Hi everyone, Keith Howe from Here's the Answer in the Dalles, Oregon, and I'm going to talk about Costco hearing aids today. Now, some of you are going to assume I'm just going to trash on their hearing aids. That's not at all the case. Costco sells versions of the major manufacturer hearing aids. Not the same experience, but I'm not here to dish on Costco. I'm here to tell you if you're definitely going to go to Costco, which one should you buy? Going to their website, it looks like Costco has 4 major models. We have the Philips HearLink hearing aid. That one is actually made by Oticon, so it is a version of the Intent hearing aid. I want to be very careful here. When I say version, these are not apples to apples comparisons. Every brand makes a version for Costco and they don't always work the same. But you're going to be close-ish is what I would say. The next one I saw was the Jabra Enhanced hearing aid. Jabra is owned by Resound, but Jabra is its own entity. So I think the Jabra one is actually a Jabra specific thing, which is a specific over-the-counter product. The third one is the Rexton Reach. That is going to be Signia's hearing aid. Then the final product I saw in there was the Sonite Rise. That is a version of the Phonak Infinio hearing aid. Now that you know about the 4 products, let's talk about all 4. First of all, as you know, I like Phonak and Oticon as my primary ones, so I would instantly get rid of the Jabra Enhanced and the Rexton. So that leaves us with the Philips and the Sonite hearing aid. Now, if you look at the Costco version, you can see the case is different. They don't tell providers the exact differences. Our hearing aid reps assure us our versions are better than the Costco versions, but when you ask for specifics, we never seem to get the exact specifics we need. Now, a good example I heard on one of Dr. Cliff's videos is he talked about when Phonak had their previous version in there, the Costco version had massive problems with the rechargeability. But in the professional practice, I didn't have any problems with them. So when I say they're similar, they are similar, but there are differences, and the private practices are going to get the better versions, but you're paying a fraction of the price here. From what I can tell from the pictures, it looks like they use the same receivers, which is the wire part that goes in your ear. The buttons are definitely different. The software is probably going to be pretty similar. But again, the Costco always gets a more of a dumbed down version of the product. So it will be premium, we'll say premium light, I think is probably the fair way to say it. But at that price point, you know, no professional practice can compete with that. Let's be real, like you're paying less than what I'm paying for the hearing aids if you're buying something at Costco. So I don't know if they're getting the hearing aids for free or $1. I don't know how they're getting them that cheap, but that's what you get. And if you happen to live in a town with a Costco, you're going to get a good hearing aid if you pick the Philips hearing aid, from what I can tell. Don't shoot the messenger if it turns out not to be as good as the Intent, because it's not going to be as good as the Intent. But we're saying if you're going there, hey, this is a good choice. The other one is the Sonite Rise. I want to be clear with this one. This is a Phonak Infinio, not the Sphere. So this is not going to have AI in it. So now I have sold plenty of Infinios, the non-Sphere models. But again, this is not an exact copy. We'll call it Premium Light, again, with its features. But again, at that price point, if you only get a couple years out of the product, who cares, I guess? If you're looking to roll through hearing aids every 2-3 years, that's going to be another good choice. Which of those is better? Honestly, either one's going to be fine. Because as you know, I love Oticon and I love Phonak, so they're both going to be good. I guess I would probably pick the Philips because it's probably going to have the AI in it, and the Phonak version won't have the AI because you're not getting the Sphere. But again, that case is definitely different. There might be case design flaws that I don't know about because I don't have that case in my office. So, am I promoting Costco for all your hearing aid needs? No, again, I just said this is for the people who choose to go there. You're not going to have the same experience at a Costco as you are with a private practice. with those minimal margins, there's literally no way they could afford to give you the same time a private practice can give you. But if you're literally looking to get fit once and never go back for service, I mean, that's probably the perfect Costco model for you, if we're being real here. Again, those prices are super duper low. You're just not going to get the same level of service. This last bit, I don't know how to do this without ruffling feathers. I'm going to be real straight with you here. You're not going to get the same level of expertise at a Costco as you will in a good private practice. When you're good at your job, you don't work for the 20-something dollars an hour that Costco pays their hearing instrument specialists. Not in my field. If you make 20-something bucks an hour, I'm not insulting you, I'm not putting you down, anything like that. I'm simply saying professionals work for professional wages, and people who are good at their job get what they're worth. I know there are certainly competent people that work at Costco. I'm not saying everyone's bad there. And you might be one of the lucky ones with a good one, and if you are, great, keep going to that person. And if you work for Costco, do the best you can. You're actually lucky right now. You get to work with better products than you have in the past. If you work at a Costco, you're salaried, so it's not commission-based, so you can just do you there. But you know you can't give the same level of time that I can or other professionals can in the field. That's just the reality of how it works. If you're watching this video, you've probably been around long enough to know you're going to get what you pay for. So you're going to get a discounted hearing aid, and we'll call it Service Light, Discounted Light. Now, some of you get phenomenal service. Again, honestly, that's more the unicorn than the standard with the big box stores. It's simply a time thing, and that's it. I'm not trying to go much further than that, but there are differences. As I've told you many times, not only are you buying the product, you are buying the person fitting you when you buy hearing aids. Well, hopefully I got you down to a couple of good choices there. Part of this is going to be, you might ask your Costco hearing aid fitter which brand they prefer to fit. If they're better at fitting one of those brands because the softwares are different, pick the one they're better at. It's probably a really good idea for you. If you've had great success with Costco, wonderful. Keep going there if you're happy. You should go wherever you're happy. Well, thanks for taking the time to watch today's video. Catch you on the next one.
Hearing aids for life, here's the answer.